Hey, what's up my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor and I help people navigate through their spiritual ascension or their awakening process. Today I'm going to share with you what I've learned that has helped me make sense and frame this ascension process that is so rich and deep and complex and paradigm shifting on so many levels. We just went through a massive shift, essentially, a big window of energy with this eclipse that happened like a couple hours ago. And for a while leading up to this eclipse, there was a lot of purging and letting go and realizations of things within ourselves that are no longer in alignment. But all of that unloading, unburdening, has made a lot of room. And sometimes when that happens, there's like a vacuum, a big opening, and you might find yourself very quickly learning about new concepts, new ideas that resonate very deeply, that are much more compatible. But a lot of times these new things that you learn about are so mind-bending and unusual and just different from what you could have possibly ever imagined yourself being intrigued by, that it can create kind of a bit of a stress in itself. So I'll give an example. Just a few days ago I uploaded a video that I think the title was something like 21 signs that you're riding the leading edge of the collective consciousness. And every one of those signs is unusual, big time. Seeing random patterns and numbers on the clock all the time, weird energy rushes, seeing flashes of light at times, a lot of really weird things. And a lot of people I'm talking to are saying, dude, I relate and experience all of them. Not half, not 75%, which is kind of a lot, all of them. A lot of people relate with that kind of thing, and they're all very unusual. Just that in of itself can make you have to go and like think, like, why do I relate with this? It can be a bit of an experience. And here's kind of the kicker. What oftentimes people do in this situation, something I did a million times to my own detriment, is when sometimes we just learned a lot. And the more you learn sometimes in this regard, the more you find yourself wondering, like the more questions you have. And then we seek answers through more learning, more information. And that can sometimes create such a feeling of stress as some things resonate, some things don't, and we just end up we can really get into quite a mind crunch on the internet, trying to figure everything out there. So today I'm going to share with you what I believe will actually work and actually help you make sense of what you're going through, this ascension process. Number one, there's an appropriate time to binge watch YouTube channels and YouTube videos and read blogs and buy books. There's a time for that, and there's a time to step back. And it's real easy to tell. You'll know it's the right time to be in information gatherer mode when you feel excited. Even though what you might be learning is like maybe challenging, oftentimes will be challenging, you'll feel a childlike excitement and an intrigue and enthusiasm. Like, wow, I know this is out there, but dude, I'm just so interested in this, so naturally passionate and interested, to where I'm willing to spend the next 5 hours continuing to learn all about this. And your time will just fly by, and your mind is just blown wide open, and you feel great about it. But as you get away from that for a little while, you'll find yourself, some of you at times might find that you're like, different connecting ideas will start to spring out of that, meaning like, I just learned this and it felt right, but now that makes me wonder about this and this and this and this. And you could, even though you just learned a bunch of stuff, the repercussions of learning such mind-bending information can really open you even further. And you'll find that, again, if you're if the time to like chill out is there, you'll find that when you seek, when you kind of exhibit the same behavior, which is seeking to find more information, you'll find yourself getting really stressed out, worked up, and you'll feel like a mental block, a mental like not like, it's doing it's having now the opposite effect. There's information overload. You're just seeing a bunch of conflicting opinions, making you more confused than ever, making you more desperate and seeky than ever, and it just leads to a very miserable, undesirable state of being, and you get yourself nowhere. So the time to seek is when you feel like doing it, when you feel excited about it. The time to stop is when it starts causing you stress. It's not that you're being lazy or stopping short. It's that you can only really assimilate so much. You take time. That's going to lead me to number 2, actually. Number 2 is to take time to actually process this stuff. Allow it to work its way in to your psyche, to your psychology, to your worldview, it might cause you to shift some of your core values, which is a big thing. And it just, there's a big, it's a fun blast of energy and input and information, but there are some residual effects that it's wise to allow to transpire and take place for you to kind of balance out. So at this stage, if you find yourself where you're hitting that wall, just step back and go back to living a normal life for a while. Don't worry about what's happening with the astrology or the Ascension or the Illuminati, or if you should stop drinking tap water. Just kind of like go back into your life and give it all a rest for a while. One more little thing on this. You might find that you miss the high. It's almost like a high when you're learning new things that are so exciting and exhilarating and just stimulating. And you'll find that magic will kind of naturally wear off, and there's a bit of a void, a boredom with everyday life. Like, I don't want to go to work and do the dishes and cut the grass. I want to whatever, travel out of my body and go visit the astral plane and visit my spirit guides and see if I can, whatever, do remote viewing. But again, if it's not really in sync with you at that point, it's not going to be effective anyway. You'll keep running into that block. And even though you might temporarily feel like a boredom, you'll eventually be re-enthused about regular everyday life. Because we didn't come here just to blast out of here. We came here to integrate that you're learning. All this stuff we came to assimilate and balance into our already existing physical reality and life. And number 3, the answer is not going to be in the concept. It's not going to be in what you learn. My whole channel, even though I talk about this stuff in detail, it's not so much to inform people. My underlying motive, honestly, is more just to inspire personal growth and development. You can call it spiritual growth if you want. I don't care. I want to help people improve their lives, because in improving your life, you give other people permission to do the same. And there's this big ripple effect. And that's not dependent upon any of these kinds of concepts that I talk about. Because, anyway, I digress. I found that the truth is not in the teaching. Most religions will even admit that their texts are not the answer. They, as best they can, point to the answer. And the answer is something that must be experienced. So again, if you're hitting this wall, step back and just be. Come up with your own ideas. Most of the people I talk to are so just as worthy and able to do exactly what I'm doing. You can get on here and express your truth. And that's going to be very profound to a lot of people. So honor that and validate that. And again, don't look, essentially the whole message is don't look for the answer outside of you, because it really is within. There are times, there are windows where that inner knowing will be reflected in a physical way, i.e. watching a YouTube video, but that reflection was dependent upon you coming into that space within yourself first. So you're the one who's responsible for all of that stuff. I don't think I have too much else to share, guys. I just kind of wanted to put that out there for you, because again, I sense that this whole eclipse has really opened people up in a very big way, and my suggestion is just to kind of chill out, take some rest, and give yourself the time to process and assimilate all of the information. With that, I will close. I will hit you all up tomorrow. Have an amazing day. I wish you all well with this exciting journey that you're on. It's just abundant with so many amazing discoveries and personal victories where you surprise yourself and just blossom into something and someone who you maybe never thought didn't know you had it in you, but you do, and there's way more left to be revealed. And I just have fun, man. Let go, enjoy the ride. You don't got to get it all done in one day. I'm gonna bounce. It's getting kind of windy out here. See you guys tomorrow. Have an amazing day. Namaste.